Power is never accidental. It is not chaos. It is not luck. It is constructed. Most people believe that power becomes real the moment it becomes visible. When armies march, when elections are held, when laws are signed. But visibility is not origin. What we see is the final layer of something much older, before authority is declared, before influence is exercised, before control is recognized. The structure already exists. An structure is rarely spontaneous. It is deliberate. Throughout history, the most stable systems were not the loudest ones. They did not need to be. They shaped the conditions in which decisions would later appear inevitable. They shaped education before influencing policy. They shaped language before influencing law. They shaped culture before influencing institutions. By the time power is visible, its architecture has already been completed. Consider ancient Rome. When people think of Rome, they imagine legions, emperors, conquest. But Rome's dominance did not begin with military expansion. It began with roads, with administrative systems, with legal frameworks that could be replicated across territories. The Roman Republic developed mechanisms of governance long before it became an empire. It standardized authority. It organized citizenship. It structured taxation. These were not dramatic acts. They were structural decisions. And when expansion came, the architecture was ready to absorb it. Power did not erupt. It extended along foundations that had already been built. This pattern repeats in different centuries, under different ideologies, across different civilizations. The visible face of power changes. The underlying principle does not. Systems that endure understand something fundamental. Control is most effective when it feels natural, when it appears inevitable, when alternatives seem impractical, and inevitability is not created in moments of crisis. It is cultivated slowly, through repetition, through normalization, through design. By the time conflicts becomes visible, the structure has already shaped perception. People defend ideas they did not consciously choose. They participate in systems they did not design. They reinforce narratives they did not create, because architecture operates beneath awareness. This is why collapse often feels sudden, An empire appears stable until it is not. A financial system seems permanent until it fractures. A political order appears secure until it dissolves. But nothing that shapes civilization collapses overnight. Strain accumulates quietly. Contradictions compound slowly. Foundations weaken long before walls fall. The fall of Rome was not a single event. It was the visible conclusion of structural fatigue, economic overextension, administrative fragmentation, internal power struggles, external pressures. None of these emerged instantly. They matured over decades, perhaps centuries. Architecture works in both directions. It builds stability and it carries fragility. If a system is designed to concentrate power too tightly, it may expand rapidly, but it may also fracture violently. If it is designed to distribute responsibility broadly, it may move slowly, but it may endure longer. Design determines trajectory. This applies beyond empires, modern institutions, corporations, financial markets, educational systems. Each operates within invisible structures, rules, assumptions, incentives. When those structures align, power consolidates smoothly. When they misalign, pressure accumulates beneath the surface. Most analysis focuses on individuals, leaders, presidents, generals. But individuals operate within architecture. They may accelerate outcomes. They may slow them. But they rarely create structural reality from nothing. The real question is not who holds power. The real question is, who designed the structure that makes power possible? And perhaps, even more importantly, who benefits from the way that structure is built? When we begin to examine power as architecture, history stops being a sequence of dramatic events. It becomes a study of system, of incentives, of patterns repeating across time. And patterns, once recognized, can be understood, not feared, not worshipped, understood. Because power is not magic, it is not destiny, it is designed. And what is designed can be analyzed.